Hello everybody, it's Mr Kerbel here and I'm doing our summer 2021 holiday reading. Now remember Miss Jermack, the librarian, she recommended different books for me and this was her recommendation for year 2. The Lion and the Unicorn, and it's by Shirley Hughes. I love reading Shirley Hughes stuff. She's written lots of other books as well. And the interesting thing is, these are quite powerful illustrations. Interesting thing is 1998, so it's from a while ago, and it's all about, it tells you on the back of the book, it all tells you all about, it's set in the time of the Second World War, so back in the 1940s, and doesn't have anything about Shirley Hughes herself as an author. No. All right, let's just read a little bit over here. So everybody's invited. Come along and read with me. London's burning, fetch the engines, fire, 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 pour on water, pour on water. Every evening, soon after dark, the warning sirens wailed. Then came the awful droning of enemy aircraft overhead, and firebombs and explosives whined and whistled out of the sky. Look at these illustrations. Look at these firefighters with their hoses, and there's the houses on fire. And this is our London that we live in today. What it went through in the Second World War. All the bombing. Lenny Levy and his mum huddled together under the stairs. Lenny clutched the badge that his dad had given him before he went away. It was made of solid brass, a lion and a unicorn, up on their hind legs, fighting each other. Lenny kept it in his pocket, always where he could feel it. Dad was fighting too. He was in the army far away, while Lenny and Mum clung to one another and longed for daylight. A unicorn was a mythical beast, Dad had told him, a mysterious, gentle creature, but lions were real all right. Lions stood for being brave. Everybody had to be brave in wartime, not only soldiers, but other people too, children even. Be a brave boy, Lenny, Dad had told them when they said goodbye. Sometimes they got letters from Dad. They came in batches, 2 or 3 at a time. Those were the best days. Mum read bits out to Lenny while he was having his tea. Dad always put in a drawing for him. Sometimes it was a funny picture like the one of the sergeant. Once he did a beautiful picture of a unicorn with flowers around its neck. Here's an illustration of the letter, and there's a drawing of the unicorn. I'm just looking, does Shirley Hughes, did she do her own illustrations? It must be that she's done the illustrations. Yes, identified as author and illustrator of this work. So Shirley Hughes, she's the writer and she does the illustrations. One night, the bangs shook the house so badly that they thought the roof would fall in. We should have gone to the shelter, muttered Mum. Next morning, when they went out, the Robinsons' house wasn't there anymore. Their things were lying all over the street amongst the rubble and broken glass. The neighbours said that the Robinsons had gone to the rest centre in the night, wearing blankets. That's it, said Mum. We've got to get you out of here, Lenny. Soon, suitcase packed and his name on a label pinned to his jacket. Clutching his precious badge in his pocket, Lenny joined a crowd of other children at the railway station. Mum was there to see him off. Lenny felt the shape of the lion with his fingertips. He knew he was supposed to be brave, but when he saw so many strange faces, he didn't know how to be. It'll be a lovely place in the country, Mum told him. Flowers and rabbits and that. But she was nearly crying. Lenny only realized what was really happening when he was in a crowded railway carriage. He put his head out of the window and shouted, "Don't leave me, Mum. You come with me." But the train had already started to move, very slowly at first, then fast, gaining speed. "I'll come to see you soon," called Mum. "Be a good boy." She was a white face amongst all the others. She shouted something else, but Lenny couldn't hear her. Then she was a tiny figure at the end of the platform, waving and waving. Okay, we'll carry on sometime soon. So this is a story set in the Second World War, when the whole world went to war, but it's about what happened here in London. And there's a mum, and she's sent her child off to somewhere safe out of London because London's being bombed so much, and Dad is away fighting in the war. It's a bit scary for Lenny to have to go by himself and leave his mum.